What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brandon Smith. First and foremost, I do apologize. We've got a little bit of construction going on outside. I don't think it's too major. When I tried to listen to it back just as a test run, it seemed fine. So I think I'm going to plow through. Today's case took place exactly 21 years ago today, and in the time since, the story has taken on a sort of mythological status, but the details in the case might not actually fit this narrative. What do I mean? Well, I'll tell you all about it. Let's get into today's case. The day is Tuesday, April 30th, 1991. The song Baby Baby by American songstress Amy Grant is #1 on the Billboard charts. The film Oscar, starring Sylvester Stallone, is #1 at the box office. And just 2 days from now, Rangers pitcher Nolan Ryan records his 7th career no-hitter in a 3-0 victory over the Toronto Blue Jays in Arlington, Texas. 2,700 kilometers northwest of Arlington in San Jose, California, Dick Hansen is driving along Highway 85 just in front of his dear friend Gene Smith after a night out on the town. The cheeriness of the evening is brought to a sudden halt when an unknown driver begins stalking the two companions. Unable to lose their pursuer, Dick adopts a different strategy and pulls over to confront the man. The silence of the lonely highway is suddenly shattered as gunshots ring out in the early morning hours. Gene watches on in horror as Dick Hansen falls to the ground dead. This day in mystery. Tuesday, April 30th, 1991 in San Jose, California is mild and sunny. With a daytime high of 24 degrees Celsius, the weather in the Golden State is picturesque. Dick Hansen has lived in California his entire life. The son of Gerald and Barbara Hansen, Richard Gerald Hansen was born in Santa Clara, California on February 23rd, 1955. One of 5 children, the small child eventually grows into a large 255-pound adult. Dick's imposing stature leads him to pursue a career in football. Attending Santa Clara University, Richard plays guard for the school's football team with a view towards eventually going pro. While at the school, he also meets a fellow Bronco named Mary Boughton. The two begin dating, and while still enrolled at the university, are married in 1976. However, a knee injury hampers Dick's professional prospects, and when no draft offers materialize, he is forced to abandon the dream of playing in the National Football League. Hansen instead focuses on growing his family. Julie is born in 1978, and Kathy is born in 1980. Dick loves being a dad, and Mary is a fantastic mom, but mutual adoration for their children does not equate to a successful marriage, and the couple splits in 1986. Back in the single scene now, Dick is living in San Jose, California. One of the local women to attract his attention is Gene Smith. However, Hansen and Smith are hardly new to each other. They have a long history. The two originally met back in 1978 while Dick was in a relationship with Mary, but with Hansen single now, the relationship door is wide open and the two begin dating in 1989. However, all is not ideal in the new couple's world. Dick is struggling with substance abuse issues. On one particular night, Dick has entirely too much to drink and cusses out Jean in a crowded nightclub. Appalled at her new boyfriend's drunken behavior, Smith terminates the relationship and encourages Hansen to get help. Dick enters into a rehabilitation program in February 1991. After a 2-month stay at the institution, Dick completes the program and seeks out his former girlfriend. On April 29, 1991, he invites Jean to accompany him for a much-needed night out. Smith accepts the invitation, and at 10 p.m., Jean and Dick meet at a local bar named Original Joe's. The night is going well, and the pair, eager to keep the good times rolling, head to another restaurant called Boswell's just across town at 11:15 p.m. The couple forgoes their separate vehicles and both pile into Smith's 1985 Lincoln Mark, with Hansen driving the car. Now into the early morning hours of April 30th, Dick and Jean decide to end the festivities and depart Boswell's at 1:15 a.m. The pair heads for Original Joe's, the location of Hansen's vehicle, with Dick again at the wheel. At 1:30 a.m., they arrive back at where the night began. Jean notes that the street in front of Original Joe's is remarkably quiet, and Dick's 1976 red Toyota pickup truck is the only vehicle on the road. Hansen pulls Smith's car directly behind his truck. The two remain in the vehicle. They discuss the potential for starting their relationship anew. As they debate romantically, they notice a vehicle pulling up behind them on the deserted street. Given the proliferation of open spaces, the pair thinks the vehicle coming to rest right behind them is odd. However, there is a city mailbox located on the curb, and they wonder if the man may be making use of the mailbox. Jean asks Dick to move up so the man has better access to the mailbox, but he assures her that the man behind them has plenty of room. Smith invites Hansen back to her house to spend the night, and he accepts. But Jean is unfamiliar with the area and worries that she may not be able to handle directions to her address from this particular location. Dick tells Jean to follow him and exits her vehicle for his truck at precisely 2 a.m. Dick ignites the truck and pulls onto the street. Jean follows behind, and the man in the car to her rear follows her. Hansen arrives at an intersection and signals left. All three vehicles make the turn in tandem. Smith is now certain that the person behind her is following them on purpose. The trio enters onto Interstate 280. Jean speeds up and changes lanes. The vehicle behind her does the same. She slams on her brakes in the middle of the interstate, and amazingly, the vehicle behind her does the same. Smith hits the gas and continues driving. The mystery man follows Dick and Jean onto Highway 85 and then onto Fremont Avenue for a total of 10 full miles. Jean catches up to Dick and rolls down her window. She yells to him to follow her to the police station. Hansen yells back that he can't hear her and instructs Smith to pull over at the next exit. Nervously, Jean obeys and pulls her car off the road just behind Dick's vehicle at the Fremont and Bernardo Avenue intersection. The other car also stops. Hansen exits his truck and leans into Smith's car. She asks him if he knows the man. "I've never seen him before in my life," Dick states. He leaves the window and approaches the stranger's car. Jean watches intently as Dick asks the man why he is following them. the obscured man behind the wheel gestures towards Jean's vehicle and says something to Dick that Smith cannot make out. She only hears Hansen ask, "What?" incredulously. The man in the car says something again, but Jean still can't hear what. But she does hear Hansen profanely instruct the man to leave immediately. The man does not. Instead, he fires 2 shots into Dick Hansen. Jean, shocked at what she just witnessed, gets out of her vehicle to care for her fallen former lover. She and the shooter lock eyes. After a full 10 seconds, reality hits her and fear overwhelms Jean as she realizes the armed lunatic has already shot her friend, and just as easily, she could be next. She darts back into the safety of her vehicle. From the driver's seat, she watches as the man reverses his car before lurching forward. Jean ducks down, certain she is going to be fired upon, but the vehicle flies past her own in silence and speeds away into the San Jose night. Jean, not wanting to leave the side of her injured friend, stays with Dick and screams for help. Dick says nothing. He lays on the cold asphalt, desperately injured, but incredibly still alive. Finally, after 15 agonizing minutes, a passing motorist comes across the scene and rushes for help. Police and emergency medical response arrive simultaneously, and Dick is carted off in an ambulance. At the hospital, the shooting victim falls into a coma. Doctors determine that Dick has been shot twice, once in the neck and once in the chest. Despite their best medical efforts, he never regains consciousness, and Dick Hansen is pronounced dead at 3:10 a.m. Police interview the forlorn observer and now only surviving witness, Jean Smith. Smith recounts for investigators the events of April 30th. She tells them that neither her nor Dick recognized the man who killed Hansen. However, she gives police a description of the suspect. Jean describes the man as being in his late 30s or early 40s. She says he is probably Caucasian but dark complected and may be Hispanic or Mediterranean. Jean says he has short dark hair and was wearing large black framed eyeglasses. A composite sketch is drawn from the description. Smith also describes the suspect's vehicle. She says the car appeared to be a 1970 Pontiac GTO Le Mans or something similar. It was definitely a 2-door coupe and had a dull, faded paint job. The color of the car, she tells them, was either light gray or blue. With a detailed description of the suspect and his vehicle, police want to pair the identity with a motive. Jean tells investigators that Dick was not involved in any conflict whatsoever during their evening out, so she can't imagine anything from that night becoming the motivation for murder. When they look into Dick Hansen's background, detectives also draw a blank when it comes to motive. Dick had been divorced, but the marriage had ended almost 5 years ago. Also, Hansen got along fine with his former wife, and they shared custody respectfully of their 2 daughters. Dick had just left rehab. However, police could find no information that Dick was using at the time of his murder, and there was no indication that he owed anyone in this world money. Hansen was described as a gentle giant. He had no issues with his family, and Dick had a large, close-knit group of friends. Police were unable to locate a single person that would want to see him harmed. At a loss for a motive, investigators couldn't fathom who killed Dick Hansen. Theories into who killed Dick Hansen were as elusive as why someone killed Dick Hansen. However, police did key in on one potential lead. At the time of the murder, Gene Smith drove a vehicle with a customized vanity license plate. The plate read 49R Hugs. The inscription was an homage to her favorite professional football team, the San Francisco 49ers. On the last night of his life, Dick had been misidentified as current San Francisco 49ers offensive tackle Harris Barton on 2 separate occasions. Police wondered if these 2 details associating him with the football team could have been a factor in his death. This idea led to 2 sub-theories. The first theory was that a third person also mistook Dick Hansen for Harris Barton and for reasons unknown decided to murder the pro athlete. The second theory was that an ardent fan of one of the 49ers rivals decided to take their hatred off the field and murder one of their adversarial team supporters. Further buoying the purported theory was the fact that Gene Smith indicated that Hansen's killer gestured towards her vehicle just moments before the shooting. Police wondered if the man was actually gesturing towards her license plate and revealing the source of his motivation. The idea that one individual would kill another over an allegiance to a sports team is on its face preposterous. However, detectives could come up with no better alternative since nothing else made sense and stranger things have happened. However, the idea never bore out a suspect, and while still the prevailing theory for detectives, the conjecture was relegated to just one of many motivations to consider. All right, so what do I think happened? The death of Dick Hansen is truly terrifying. A 30-something good-natured male is gunned down out of nowhere, and motivation for the crime is undetermined. I remember watching this case on Unsolved Mysteries when I was 9 years old, and being the massive sports fan that I was and still am, the case has always stuck with me. And seemingly, I'm not alone. When I started researching the case, I couldn't find many articles on the story, but when I checked out the various online communities that discuss true crime, the case was everywhere. A lot of people have a pet theory and have put forth details to support these claims regarding Dick's life that just cannot be verified on this media. And before I go into my theory, I'd like to discuss a few of these notions. First, many people think Gene Smith behaved irregularly on the morning of Dick's death, and as such, either had something to do with the crime, or at the least, knows more than she is letting on. For the record, Gene Smith is not the real name of the woman who was with Dick when he was murdered. She was given the pseudonym Jean during her appearance on Unsolved Mysteries. For the purpose of this video, I have maintained this first name and added my absolutely generic last name in the interest of clarity and compelling storytelling. For me, I think Jean neither had anything to do with the murder or knows any more than she has told. Her behavior, such as getting out of her car after her friend was shot, could certainly be considered suspicious. But in reality, I don't think any of us truly knows how we would behave when faced with this tragic event. Additionally, Jean has worked tirelessly to keep Dick Hansen's name and story alive in the media. She campaigned for 3 years to have Unsolved Mysteries cover the case. She appeared 20 years later on Investigation Discovery's Dates from Hell program to retell his story. If she was truly involved, Why would she go to such arduous lengths to keep the story alive when it only serves to increase the risk that she is implicated? I just think Jean Smith is what she is, a woman who tragically watched a man murdered before her very eyes. Next, a lot has been made of Dick's substance abuse issues, and I gotta tell you, I have absolutely no idea the gravity or specifics of this addiction. We know he went to rehab, but we don't know what for. Some say just alcohol, some say painkillers as a result of his knee injury, and some say cocaine, some a combination of all three. Additionally, because there is so much contradiction in the accounts of April 29th and 30th, I can't even be certain whether or not Dick was clean at the time of his death. Some retellings have Hansen abstaining from alcoholic beverages entirely. Others have him becoming so enraged with Jean during the evening that he begins drinking heavily just to spite the woman. If I had to guess, I would tend to say he wasn't drinking, as it would be really strange for Jean to be okay enough with this behavior that she lets him drive her car and invites him back to her place. But again, these latter events are just according to Jean's account, and only she knows the veracity of these details. Whatever Dick's relationship with alcohol and or drugs, many have speculated it to be the element that led to his death. However, I personally don't think so. Again, I have no idea the extent, if any, that Dick took drugs, and no idea if he was clean at the time of his death. But consider the killing itself. Would a drug dealer seeking retribution chase Dick and his girlfriend for 10 full miles? If they did, would he really leave Jean alive to potentially identify him? Drug dealers are usually pretty neat and tidy in their killings, and if one of these individuals wanted Dick dead, I just think there are so many cleaner ways of accomplishing this, so I'm ruling it out. Next, I have to touch on what I consider to be the most ridiculous theory of all. Some people believe the killer actually followed Jean and killed Dick because they were so upset that the two had blocked the mailbox. Yes, many even intelligent people believe that due to Jean's car impeding access to a mailbox, a rage-filled man followed two people for 10 miles before ultimately murdering one of the two people. This idea is ridiculous, and I hear you saying, Brandon, people kill other people every day for ridiculous reasons, and you're right, but this would truly be an all-timer. Where do I start? Well, let's start with this. We know that the killer had access to a gun, so why not get right out of the car and shoot both people who have wronged you so gravely right then and there? But what's most hilarious when you consider that intelligent people who have somehow made it through this life this far have put weight in this theory is that there was in fact no impediment to the mailbox at all. Mailboxes like these don't face the street. They face the sidewalks. The man was always going to have to get out of his car and walk around to the other side. Unless Dick parked on the sidewalk directly in front of the mailbox, there was no reason this person couldn't gain access to it. So of course, I'm ruling it out. All right, so let's finally talk about the main theory in this case and the only supposition that I dedicated a chapter to in this video, the 49ers connection. As I said before, the idea that someone could kill someone else over sports for most is outrageous, but sadly, it has happened before, and I don't think we should discount the idea on merit alone. Take me, for instance. Most of the time, I am pretty easygoing, but I must admit, when one of the various teams I cheer for loses, I transform into a venomous, profanity-laden lunatic, especially in high-leverage games. Yeah, it is bad. So I get the idea that emotions can run high when it comes to sports. But here's where I have a problem in this case. On April 30th, 1991, the day Dick Hansen was murdered, the San Francisco 49ers had last played football over 3 months ago on January 20th, 1991. To hold on to a rage so strong that you could kill someone for this length of time would really be uncharacteristic. Surely the anger would have been vented at an earlier time, especially in a place like San Jose, where you would come in contact with a 49ers fan every single day. On the other hand, some have suggested that maybe the killer lost money on the 49ers' last game, their aforementioned January 20th game, a loss to the New York Giants in the NFC Championship playoff, and mistaking Dick Hansen for Harris Barton, decided to exact revenge on one of the players. I do acknowledge that Hansen and Barton look very similar, but again, as a rabid sports fan, I could certainly distinguish an NFL player from a lookalike, even if the resemblance was uncanny, which I don't believe this was. And again, I can't get past the timing. If the person lost a boatload in January, why kill somebody in April? Me personally, I would be more likely to make my way down to Candlestick Park and wait for any one of the players in the stadium's parking lot. Of course, I would never ever do something like this, and I am in no way endorsing or condoning this behavior. I'm just trying to put myself in this person's position, and I can't imagine a scenario that leads to them murdering Dick Hansen on April 30th. No, I have instead a different motivation and theory altogether. Here's what I think happened. I believe that on April 29th, 1991, a man is sitting barside at Original Joe's when he sees Dick and Jean enter the establishment. Taken with the young woman's beauty, he keeps his eye squarely on Dick's date. When Hansen and Smith leave the restaurant for Boswell's, the enamored man follows. When they leave the new location, the man again endeavors to follow, but this time he is too slow, and the lovelorn spectator loses the couple. Disappointed, he heads back to Original Joe's to drown his sorrow. The man cannot believe his luck when he sees Jean's 1985 Lincoln Mark idling in front of the pub. Done with trying to remain discreet and emboldened with liquid confidence now, he parks right behind the concentration of his infatuation. Unsure if the two have yet taken notice of his tailing, the man grabs the pistol from his glove compartment and places the weapon between his legs, never taking his eye off the couple in front of him. When the duo part ways, the man doggedly tags along. As Jean wheels through the dark, lonely highway, she yields decisively to lose the pursuer. But the evasive movements serve to only entice the man more, and with his playfulness stoked, like a predatory cat stalking a cunning mouse, so too does the man give chase. When the two vehicles in front of him finally come to a stop at the lonely intersection of Fremont and Bernardo, the man stays back. From behind his steering wheel, he watches the scene unfolding in front of him. The man is not really sure what to do now. He hadn't really thought it through. He enjoyed the chase, but hadn't considered what he would ultimately do when he caught what he was chasing. Still in contemplation, the object of his desire's acquaintance approaches his vehicle. Dick asks him what he is doing. The man asks Dick if the woman is his girlfriend. What? Hansen asks, unsure of how to truthfully answer the question. Undeterred, the man repeats the question. Is she your girlfriend? Fed up with the absurdity of the situation, Dick, in no uncertain terms, tells the man to leave. Now. Disproportionately inspired, the hunter grabs the gun from his seat and fires 2 shots into the man at his window. The sound of gunfire jars the artilleryman back into reality, and as he and Jean lock eyes, the man grasps the enormity of the situation and the true weight of what he has done. He flees the actuality of his surroundings and escapes into the dark, Golden State morning. Dick Hansen's murder has no answers. His death, however, left behind 4 grieving siblings, 2 sorrowful daughters, 2 mournful parents, and 1 traumatized former lover. The woman known as Jean still sees a therapist for post-traumatic stress to this day. Sadly, Dick's parents, Barbara and Gerald Hansen, have also since passed. Barbara died in 2007 and Gerald died in 2009. They never gave up looking for their son's killer, but received no resolution in their lifetime. Sunnyvale Lieutenant Dave Bridges is equally at a loss for solutions. He says they have no idea why Dick Hansen was trailed on the morning of April 30th. However, even without a motive, Bridges insists that his unit continues to investigate everything. No reward is currently being offered in this case. Thank you so much for listening to the story of Dick Hansen. Please be sure to like and subscribe. With this case in mind, please remember to be careful. Unfortunately, there exist some not so nice people in this world who may try to hurt you. So take caution in your surroundings and protect yourself from precarious situations as best you can. If put into a hostage crisis, never accompany a stranger to a secondary location. Instead, make your abduction known. Scream, shout, and do anything you can to draw attention to your plight. Though it may seem provocative and counterintuitive, research shows this is your best chance for survival. I'm Brandon Smith, and I'll see you next time.